Potholes, parks and dog control are an area of news somewhat removed from wars in Afghanistan or US foreign policy. But they're issues people have to deal with every day and issues that evoke some deep-seated passion. Otago Daily Times columnist and former chief reporter Dave Cannan is the man behind The Wash, and he joins us today. Good evening, Dave.
Rebecca, how are you?
Good, thank you. Now tell us, does the Wash have an editorial policy?
No, not really. It's more about the readers, really. We don't get hung up on policies too much. It was set up mainly by the editor, Murray Kirkness, to give the readers a bit of a voice into the paper. Not everyone likes to write letters to the editor and sign their name and go through all that rigmarole. And so the Wash was just set up to give people a chance to air grievances or good news, bad news, whatever, and the Wash was set up to do that. So,
tell us a little bit about the pothole issue that's been in the column lately.
Yes, well, I guess we've come a long way. I think we've done about 400 editions of the Wash, and we've managed to avoid a fair bit of that time writing about potholes. But like a lot of the issues that come up in the Wash, it's brought up by a reader, basically. And he basically contacted me because he was annoyed about the fact that a pothole had been left for quite a long time unfixed by the council, and people see the Wash as a way to get some action maybe by me raising it with them because it's going to be publicity in the paper. So it's the power of the press at work, I suppose. And
what was the outcome?
Well, by the time we had raised it with the council, they assured me they were flat out doing something about it. And it was fixed on the day that the column actually ran, which is interesting in itself. I mean, we try to observe a little bit of editorial fairness in the column. I mean, we could just set up a sort of a column that just has a crack at everybody and bad luck. But we try to give it the council or whoever has been written about a chance to sort of put their side of things, which is only fair. And in this case, I'd referred the letter to council, and they came back and said, look, this has been an ongoing dispute for several weeks, which is why we haven't really done anything about it till now, but we've now got the dispute sorted out and it was done. So coincidence? Maybe, I don't know.
Now, dogs in parks is another subject that you've traversed this week. How did that one come to your attention?
Well, once again, like most things, it came from emails or phone calls from readers, and this particular reader was quite happy to be named and identified. Some people aren't, they're very shy, and I have to sort of pick and choose a bit sometimes on those because you can get used a bit to sort of throw rocks at people, so I try to avoid that where possible. But I also understand some people just get a little bit embarrassed about seeing their name in the paper. So often you'll see in the Wash just one name, or sometimes just a reader who didn't want to be named. In this particular case about the dogs, this guy Mac wrote in and said, look, he went to the park at Marlow Park on a Sunday with his grandchildren, and there were dogs everywhere, and people were just ignoring the fact that there are no dog signs up everywhere saying dogs not allowed, and he decided to raise it as an issue with me. So we talked to the council. The council conceded it was a bit of an issue and dogs should not be allowed in playgrounds, and so we got some action on that too. Well, when I say action, they're going to look into it, so maybe get bigger signs, who knows. We'll keep an eye on it.
And what's in store for the future of the Wash? Well,
probably more of the same, really. The difficulty is, I mean, I've done this job as a journalist. It's my 44th year, as you can probably tell from these well-worn features. And it's one of the most challenging jobs I've ever done, really, in journalism. I've had a crack at most things. And it's to keep it topical and keep it interesting and get people to read past the first couple of lines, as some people don't, apparently. And try and make it interesting, but also it's a feedback situation too to the readers. They feel if they can ring up and tell me what's going on and I can find out what is going on and do something about it, then they feel like they've sort of achieved something too. So, and there's also room for humour. I like having a bit of a laugh, as we all do, and sometimes people just ring up with a nice story to tell about something funny that happened or whatever. So as long as I'm enjoying writing it, hopefully people enjoy reading it, and getting that across to everyone is the challenge. So.
Well, it certainly is an entertaining read. Otago Daily Times columnist Dave Cannan, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.